I don't think there's nobody in this division that took the necessary steps so far this offseason to overtake the Houston Texans. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of The Lead. Your host, as always, Harley Dugan. Yeah, you heard me in the intro. I am declaring that the Houston Texans are still the front runners in the AFC South. What got me to this idea? Well, you had some breaking news 2 days ago with the Titans making a trade, a really good trade actually, for L'Jarius Sneed, former cornerback of the Kansas City Chiefs. Only a third-round pick, seventh-round pick as well, but who cares? Third-round pick. Hey, great deal for the Tennessee Titans. And it got me thinking, who in this division is going to overtake the Houston Texans? Can anybody overtake the Houston Texans? Do I think teams got him better? Sure, they sure did. I think the Titans got a lot better. I really do. I think a lot of Texans fans are kind of just throwing their slugs at them because they were in last place and because they're hated. You know, I get it. The uniform thing and Amy Adams and all that. I get it. They're hated. So they're going to throw the slugs at them. I have no problem with it. I'm all for Titans hate. I'm all for it. All right. But I'm also for all equal hate. All right. I also dislike the Colts as much as I dislike the Jags, as much as I dislike the Titans. And when I get into the rest of this AFC South, I didn't see anybody this offseason that took the necessary steps to move forward with the Houston Texans in this division. Now, that is so far this offseason. I will say when it comes to the Indianapolis Colts, they are the team that intrigues me the most, and that is not because they did anything this offseason. I thought they stayed the same. I thought they missed out on an opportunity to improve and push all of the chips on the table with Anthony Richardson at quarterback. It kind of makes me wonder, what are they doing? Is there some sort of disconnect there between Chris Ballard and the rest of the front office? Because I'm looking at the Tennessee Titans, and regardless of your opinion on Will Levis, I'm not the biggest fan, but they're pushing all the chips on the table for their rookie quarterback. They got Tony Pollard. They're pairing him up with Tyjae Spears. Say whatever you want about Tony Pollard, but when he was in a committee-style running back system with the Dallas Cowboys and Ezekiel Elliott, he was having some good-ass games. Fresh legs kill in this league. Tyjae Spears should fit that scheme like a glove. A little bit scary, I'm not going to lie, because you also added Calvin Ridley. You also got DeAndre Hopkins. Those two guys, not so bad 1 and 2 options for a rookie quarterback. The biggest thing for them is that offensive line and how much they can keep Will Levis upright and how much confidence that Will Levis has going into year 2. Some more continuity with him. He should get better, right? There should be improvements going into year 2. We'll obviously see it when it comes to the field. When I get to the Jacksonville Jaguars, I don't see a lot there. I don't see how they improved this offseason. I like the defensive line. I like the addition of Eric Armstead, whether or not it's an overpay. Regardless, he's on the team. And a defensive line of him, Josh Allen, and Trayvon Walker, yeesh, that is pretty solid defensive line. Just those 3 guys alone are going to be able to eat, whether it's against a run or whether it's against the pass. Besides that, the secondary, still a little bit of a problem for me when it comes to the Jaguars. And then offensively, you replace Calvin Ridley with an overpay of Gabe Davis. Just a big head scratcher for me. Gabe Davis doesn't do nothing for me whatsoever. I did not want the guy. I'm just not a big fan of his. He'll go 8 games of not doing anything. But within those 8 games, he'll have 2 games where he had 3 catches for 157 yards and 2 touchdowns. And it's just like absurd numbers. But for that little small sample size, I'm not expecting a lot from him. Injuries could play a factor with him. Christian Kirk is going to be the guy that seems to be back into that wide receiver 1 role. Now, look, he did a very good job of it just a few years ago before Calvin Ridley. And Trevor Lawrence, it's really going to depend on how he takes the necessary steps forward as a quarterback. Year 3 now with Doug Peterson as the head coach. So, hey, it's really up all to him, right? This is the guy that was touted across national media as a generational quarterback. I haven't seen it. I've seen a good quarterback. I've seen an average quarterback. That's about it. I haven't seen anything that makes him special. There's nothing about Trevor Lawrence that scares me. There is nothing whatsoever. When it comes to the Indianapolis Colts, I see Anthony Richardson and Shane Steichen. I wish that they maybe push all of their chips on the table a little bit more for him, took a little bit more of a risk with him. They still have a lot of cap space. Maybe they do it next year. Who knows? Maybe they want to see more out of Anthony Richardson. You only got 8 quarters, so it's only a taste of Anthony Richardson. Pause.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
But the Houston Texans, I mean, I'm looking at this defensive line and going, okay, yeah, the interior, a little bit lacking, but overall, you grabbed Daniel Hunter, Danico Autry. You got a Mario Edwards who played very well. You grabbed a Tim Settle to replace some depth in there. You got Khalil Davis who played very well for you. You still have Will Anderson opposite now of Daniel Hunter. You re-signed Derek Barnett who played very well under DeMeco Ryans in the small sample size. Sure, you lost to Jonathan Grenard. Again, you replaced with Daniel Hunter, who to me is a better pass rusher in terms of getting to the quarterback than Jonathan Grenard. Now, you look at linebackers. Okay, you lost Cashman. Well, you got Azeez Al-Shaair, who has continuity with DeMeco Ryans. You still have Christian Harris, who's only gotten better from throughout the whole year last year, and he just showed up in the very end of the season. Everything just seemed that it came together for him, so expect his leap going into year 2 with DeMeco Ryans. The secondary is the biggest question mark. You still have Derek Stingley. The secondary played decent last year for you. Stingley has to stay healthy. Jeff Okudah has to stay healthy. CJ Henderson has to stay healthy. There's a lot of question marks when it comes to the health of the cornerbacks. And then the safeties, I'm just not a big fan of. Jimmy Ward, Jalen Petrie. Hopefully that Jalen Petrie figures it out some way, somehow. But then offensively for the Houston Texans, you're running it back. But you improved at the running back position with Joe Mixon. He's better than Devin Singletary. All you got to do now is really pair him up with someone else. I'd rather have him in a committee kind of running back system. If you find a rookie good enough, maybe a Isaac Guerrero in the 4th round from Louisville. Who knows? Maybe there's a Trey Benson that you like in the 3rd round. Who knows? From Florida State. The Houston Texans have options. All right. They can also grab a wide receiver at 59, maybe 42. Maybe they like Ladd McConkey. Maybe they like Malachi Corley. Who knows? The Houston Texans with CJ Stroud, who's going to take a big leap into year 2, I don't see anybody that made the steps necessary to overtake this division, as of right now at least. Whether or not anything changes from now all the way to preseason, I don't see much changing. I see rookies being added. Maybe some good drafts could maybe sway my point of view any other way, but I do wonder who is going to be that team to overtake the Texans. I don't think it happens. I really don't. It really, to me, is the Colts. They're the closest ones. They were only a few plays away, and it's whether or not Anthony Richardson is that dude. That's a big question mark for me. I got to see it to believe it. But overall, the Houston Texans, they could be repeating as AFC South Division champs. As always, guys, go Astros, go Rockets, go Texans. You have a blessed day.